Some troubling statistics from the Thunder Bay Police Service. The force says its officers are assaulted 3 times more often than the provincial average.
And this past weekend, the service saw a 30% increase in total calls for service. Nev Van Pelt joins us live from the police station. Nev?
Thanks, Riley. Police Chief Darcy Fleury provided these alarming stats in his monthly update to the public yesterday. And in terms of actual incidents between January 1st and July 31st this year, there were 52 charges laid for assault of a police officer. Statistics have shown that the Thunder Bay Police Service received 150 more calls for service last weekend than the same weekend a month prior. With this increase in calls, there has also been more assaults against police officers, with Thunder Bay's service seeing 3 times as many reported as the provincial average.
We are seeing a bit more of the more higher level calls where there is some violence involved, where we have people sort of some of the nuisance stuff. I have been watching quite a bit actually, some of the stuff we're seeing as far as shoplifting and people walking out of stores with things like that. So I'm seeing a bit of an uptick on that just by what I'm reading in the overnights. Mental health, of course, still remains a big piece of it.
There were a total of 75 charges laid in 2023 and 52 within the past 6 months, which doesn't include situations where officers opt not to charge a person who has assaulted them. Chief Fleury says these incidents can have a negative effect on officers' mental state.
When you get into a situation where it's elevated and it continues to elevate, there's a lot of anxiety placed on an officer. So the officer now knows that they haven't been successful in de-escalating that situation, and now they're going to have to go into a more physical position. That does play in your mind, and it comes all the things come into play. Can I manage the situation? Am I able to control the person myself? Is fear going to be a factor, and all this kind of stuff?
Regarding the 30% increase in calls for service, Chief Fleury says he wished he knew what the contributing factors were so they could prevent incidents before they happen.
We don't really know why. We can't really narrow it down. If we could, then we'd be way more proactive in trying to prevent those things. But really what happens is just the nature of policing, and sometimes you get a really high spike in things, and sometimes you don't.
Fleury also says they'd like to see an increase in the impact program, as they believe it would be beneficial for officers. I'm Nev Van Pelt reporting live from the police station. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nev.